Welcome back to the Bull North Sports Podcast for episode 8 here. We did not film a podcast the Saturday we intended on doing. Let's just say it was a really long day, and we got back and we didn't really feel like recording anything at 10:30 at night. So instead, we played my little brother in Madden, and he's pretty good at Madden, isn't he, Huff?
No, he just has a really good team.
It's true.
Host.
I'm sorry, Conrad, but you do juice your team up quite a lot. What he does, he's a really good GM. Like, he'll make the contracts really cheap, but the longevity is like 7 years, and then he'll just like put their age at like 22, like they're a rookie, you know. So so like that's how you do it. That's how you play Madden. If you're not cheating in Madden, you're not having fun.
No, you're not cheating. You're not trying.
That's how I would say, you know.
You gotta cheat a little bit at least.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
So, last weekend was fun. Fun weekend. Almost pulled off the trifecta. Went to the Twins game on Saturday. They won. I forgot the score. Was it 8-4?
8-4.
8-4.
Seen a bunch of bombs, too. That was pretty sweet.
There's a lot of home runs in that game.
They hit a leadoff home run, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Mm-hmm. This is how it's gonna be all day?
Yeah.
But Kent battled through 5, and then we didn't get to see your boy, though.
We did not get to see Durant, no.
But my boy hit another grand slam tonight, too.
Mr. Royce Lewis.
He's daddy. Keep saying that, and I mean it. I mean, he has 5 grand slams in 66 games. Dude's a stud. Yeah. That's all it is to say. Dude's a stud.
He's wonderful.
But that's off topic. The magic number's down to 7, and they won again today.
Yep.
But back to what you were saying.
Yeah, and then later that night we made the impulsive decision to go to the Gopher game. They played Eastern Michigan. Met up with a hometown friend of ours. Shout out Will. And
Tommy, baby.
We got some Raising Cane's, of course.
Theta Chi go crazy.
Theta Chi go crazy.
I think it's actually Theta Chi, but Theta Chi go crazy.
It is Theta Chi, yeah. So we went there only for about a half because we had to get back because the Mall of America parking or something.
Allegedly.
We thought that it closed at that time. We don't know if it did or not because there were a ton of cars there, but nonetheless, the Gophers weren't really playing that well. They did end up winning like 25-6 or something like that, but that was fun. And then when obviously we said already came back, and then the next day we get to the stadium around 10 o'clock maybe.
Could have been there earlier if somebody would have gotten up a little earlier.
Okay, well, you know what? Sorry, okay?
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was up spending some quality time with my brother. We were playing ping pong, okay? I was.
Oh, at night? Or are you talking in the morning? Because I was going to say, I woke up at 6:30, and me and Austin were just chilling in the basement, and then we're like, where's Cam? And Austin's like, he said he'll be here soon. We're like, he leave or something, or what?
No, yeah, he texted me at about 6:30 in the morning, you know, and he goes, he was like, yo, Cam, like, are you up? And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready right now. I was not getting ready.
Yeah, you were sleeping.
I was snoozing in bed.
Unacceptable.
I slept for another half hour and then got up. So, went to the buddy games, though. Met journalist Jake, a.k.a. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, we met him at the Gopher game.
That was awesome. I'm not as big of a 10K fan as you are, but I felt that I probably should have gotten a picture with the guy. But
you have to. It's Kirk.
He did the buddy games. That was cool to watch for the moment, I guess. And then me and Ev went into the stadium right away and just kind of walked around. He bought the Unreal hoodie in there, and then went to our seats, found some new seats.
And I can't leave this out of the timeline. I absolutely destroyed a U.S. Bank bathroom. I was going to say, I am the first person this year to take a poop in the bathroom at U.S. Bank Stadium, and I am proud of that. Mm-hmm. You can say it's gross or whatever, but I am proud of that.
Yes, sir.
That was very weird, probably very disturbing, but the fans need to know everything about our weekend.
Yeah. No.
And me saying that
every minute detail. Uh-huh.
Just absolutely ripped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Ev were
off topic.
Me and Ev were very close to buying section like 100 seats for $59, but we decided to stay up where we moved before, and it turned out to be okay. You know, you got a nice.
Yeah.
We had a nice view of everything.
There's I will say this, except for maybe like 2 rows in the stadium, there's not a bad seat in there.
No.
Other than 2 rows. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we had the whole row to ourselves, so...
The guy in front of us was just Hulk the entire game.
There was a guy in front of us.
He was so high
Dude
the whole
was just
time.
the entire time hitting his dab pen.
Jesus. Did you see after the game?
At the end of the game.
Did you see after the game how many Bud hats he took home?
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, dude.
Yeah, and like he was sitting there.
He
was up the entire game, and then at the end he just sat there. Just absolutely baked out of his mind.
Dude was so high.
And like nothing against like the thing that they did. Like they gave out free Bud Grant hats, but like
he took like 20 home. I'm not even like exaggerating.
Yeah.
Dude went across the line and was just like, come home with me. Come home with me.
I don't know if I don't think I brought mine home. I'm not a hat kind of guy, so I just don't really like you have this nice hat right here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really like hats.
They're cheap. I should have bought the actual Bud one at the store.
Yeah.
I should have. That'd have been sweet. But
I like that one a lot.
they're cheap. Like the hats they gave out, they're cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I mean it's just cool because it says brought on the side. But other than that, there's nothing really special about it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that game. We'll talk about since we didn't hit on the game while we were up there. We'll talk about both of the games right now. Your opinions on the Bucks game?
I was right.
You were right.
I sit here. I was right. You and Bryson were both like, "There's no way we lose this game," and I'm like, "There is a way." Like Baker Mayfield and them are still an NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know. The defense played too good to lose. Kirk played too good to lose. We just had stupid turnovers, stupid penalties. I don't know. That's why you never go into a game confident.
Right.
You sat here on the one podcast and you're like, "Oh, we're gonna kick their ass."
Well,
and it's like,
well, like I'd rather go into a game confident and lose than not be confident and still like get my my ass whooped. You know.
I mean, I'm not saying like I'm not confident, but like I have like probably 20% confidence, and it helps a lot more because it's like,
well. You can
never, in my opinion, you can never go into a Viking game confident.
That hurts my fantasy team. Austin Eckler being doubtful. Damn, that sucks.
It needs to be next week.
Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, it's like I went into the game optimistic. I did, but now I've noticed from this year compared to last year, and I know we only lost 4 times last year, but. Or 5, technically, I guess. Yeah. I've realized that I don't let it ruin my week at all. So that's a good thing. And I've just kind of, just be like, well, it's fine. It's okay, It's just I'm not going to say it's just a team, but, like, I've noticed that it's just, nothing to get too upset about.
That surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like you'd be the type of kid to be like, just drilling it, like on like Tuesday after a Sunday loss. You're like, what are we gonna do on Sunday?
No,
but I don't know. I mean,
during the game, I'll get pissed. I'll yell, I'll call guys out, and I'll be so anti-Vikings fan that you wouldn't even believe that I said, yeah, I do actually cheer for this team. But then after it, I'm like, well, we lost, So it is what it is what I've stuck to. So
I don't know. I don't really get nervous for games anymore. So that's
I know, like
Sunday. I just kind of like when we were at the game, I was just sitting there. I'm like, this is like not being nervous for a Viking game. And in 2 years when I'm 21 and I can get intoxicated. Well, I mean, technically, allegedly, I can get intoxicated now and watch the Vikings. But that's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like breaking the law.
No.
So in 2 years when I'm 21 and can have the beers, I think the Viking games will get a lot more fun.
Sure.
A lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Because I sat there and I'm like, usually I'm nervous as all hell and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so nervous I can't even, like, I'm going to throw up. And, like, Sunday, I mean, I just kind of sat there and talk to the guys that sat behind us. We have to talk to them. Those guys are sweet. And then, I mean, like, me and you were just chilling, and I wasn't really even, like... I mean, granted, like, I used to get all, like, worked up and stuff, and I just kind of sat there and was like, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I will add, it is pretty sweet. We seen Addison's first career touchdown.
That was
person.
very cool.
That's probably the coolest.
Yeah.
And then just Jefferson doing Jefferson things.
Yeah. No, he had the quietest 150 yards I've ever seen.
2 games in a row. Just
Yeah. He's already at 300 some yards. Kirk's already at 600 some.
2K.
JJ's on
2K.
pace for 2,600 yards right now.
2K.
And Kirk's on pace for like 6,000.
And Kirk's on pace for 50 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Kirk's a problem.
But Kirk is the problem.
Yeah,
we should trade him
Kirk's...
to the Jets for a first-round pick. Because he can't win a Super Bowl with us, but he can win one with the Jets. That's how
the Jets defense
I don't get
lot.
it.
The Jets defense.
I know, but they're good. But, like, that's what I hate about the media, is that they go, yes, Kirk Cousins will never win a Super Bowl. But then they go, oh, well, hold on. If you trade him to the Jets, then, oh, yeah, they're Super Bowl contenders. You know?
mean, the Jets have a better... I mean, okay, so if you think of it this way, in my eyes, so the Jets defense laps our defense.
Oh, my.
They have a true shutdown. I mean, all due respect to Byron Murphy, he's played great the last 2 weeks, but give me Sauce Gardner in a heartbeat.
Sauce didn't actually play too well last week.
What? Against the Bills?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He gave up 6 catches for 60 yards against Diggs.
I know.
That's shutdown. That's the most he's given up in his career.
I know, but he also held a lot, and
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of people say that because of after Aaron Rodgers' injury that he started to feel a little something and whatnot, but I'm not going to deny it. I think Sauce Gardner is one of the, if not the best corner in the NFL. Like, we thought that he would fall to 12 at us that one draft.
Yeah, we did, but we also wanted Jameson Williams.
Yeah, and now Addison already has more receiving yards and receptions than he does.
And touchdowns.
But
back to my thing. So if you think about it, the Jets defense laps our defense. You're probably going to disagree.
Yep.
They have a better offensive line than we do. I mean, anybody does.
Pretty even, but yeah.
We have a better tight end.
Yeah.
But I think they have a better receiving core than we do. If you take, like, their receiving core, obviously ours is probably better just because of 18. But if you take Jetta's out of it, they have a deeper receiving core than we do.
Who do they have? Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, they have a couple young guys.
Yeah, no, they have...
I thought they still had Elijah Moore.
No.
So, yeah, never mind.
So we
have a better offense, except for the line. Their line's better.
Well, their running backs are better, too. Breece Hall is better than Madison, which, by the way, whoever said that stuff to Madison, you're an asshole. Nobody should... The NFL players, they do their best. Yeah, they get paid millions to do their job, but... And Madison has had a tough first few weeks. But nobody should get anything like that he got yesterday after the game. That's horrible. Figured I had to say that after we mentioned the running back position.
Well said, Cameron.
Well
said.
Because you don't see it. I mean, you
see it often.
There's a lot of things that probably happen behind the scenes, but just because he shared it, and I'm glad he did. You gotta bring awareness to that kind of stuff, and just like it's bad. Don't put me on record here and say like Evan doesn't care, but like how many the opposite of that. You know how many DMs Jettas gets after a game like last night? Oh yeah, probably.
Just you're amazing. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You're my dad. There's so many granted the bad ones are gonna be blowing up a lot more. But I'm sure Jettas gets 1,000 DMs after every game.
Yeah, but
I love you.
Compare him to Madison. Madison's not getting DMs all the time from fans. Jefferson's well known, so he probably has time to read that kind of stuff. And then he goes through one and
because you have to think about it, Cam. Even if you get 100 DMs in one night, you're not gonna read all of them. I mean, I'm in 4 group chats on Instagram, and I read all four of them rarely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just I think like they get a lot. Like I'm not like he probably got a. See, this is where it gets bad. I don't think he got a good one. He hasn't played very good.
No, he probably didn't get a good one.
But I mean, dude, the guy that says that stuff, dude's a loser. Like, if you have time to put that out there, you're a loser.
Well, especially the
he's
words that he chose.
He's probably working the McDonald's drive-thru at 3 in the morning. Like, he's a loser.
It's horrible.
But do you think the Vikings regret cutting Cook now?
No. Look what Cook's doing in New York right now. Nothing. He's not doing anything.
Cam. One game, and Madison hasn't proven anything in 2 games.
Cook hasn't proved anything for a while. I think Cook would have the same outcome. I don't know. My theory, you need to give Ty Chandler the ball more. Yeah, I think if they're
like Madison, like all due respect, like he's not even like making RB1 money, but he's just not an RB1 in my opinion. I don't think he'll ever be. I think that part of the reason he was so effective when Cook was here is because Cook was so good when he was healthy and he was in his prime. Like taking Cook out of the game and a healthy, like fresh Madison's a completely different. But like I think like in the fourth quarter now, Madison's just gas and it's like you can't even turn to him. Yeah. But like that's where I think you need to see you cut Cook to go to the running back by committee. So then use the committee. Use Gaskins. Use Chandler. Like, don't just use only Madison.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, so last night on Fanline, I don't know if you listen to Fanline, but Ron Johnson said something. He's like, once Kevin O'Connell realizes that you need to pass to set up the run instead of run to set up the pass, this offense will be a lot better. And I thought I just agreed with that and thought I would shout Ron Johnson out for saying that.
Thank you, Ron.
I agree with that. Like, he just said, like, instead of, like, trying to run the ball, maybe, like, just do, like, a long handoff to Jefferson instead of a handoff, like a true handoff, just to see if that'll change the way the offense is because the play calling through 2 games has not been it.
No, Kale's play calling has been absolutely atrocious. Maybe he's not the offensive mastermind we thought he was, but it's just there's these tight end screens, these, just these different plays that you're not really supposed to be. Like, we threw a screen to Jefferson, which is fine, but, like, they barely work unless if you get past the corner. And we can't be using, I love CJ Ham. I really do. But, like, I hate when he splits out to the outside because then he's eligible for a target, and like when we throw it to him, and I don't know, I just don't get it at all. Like the Vikings, we've seen have been efficient when they throw the ball downfield. You've seen Addison have 2 big plays. You've seen Jefferson.
Just Jefferson being Jefferson.
You have to throw the ball 20 yards or more, like almost all the time. You just have to play the deep game because you got playmakers, and you can't be throwing dink and dunks to T.J. Hockenson, who you made the highest paid tight end of all time. You just cannot be underutilizing them for these stupid tight end screens and whatnot. I just hate it. I cringe every time I see it.
The thing I hate is with CJ Ham is every time they bring him in, they know that they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like every time he's in the backfield, they're not going to... When CJ Ham's your single set, you're not going to be throwing him... You know what I mean? You're not going to be throwing him the rock on a screen or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, that's another reason why I think this offense kind of misses a guy like Cook, because Cook's running blocking was so good.
Yeah.
You can't justify, Madison's half as good as a blocker as Cook was.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big loss.
Mm-hmm.
And, all due respect with Kevin O'Connell, I know, probably calling plays is hard. But when you have Justin Jefferson on your team and T.J. Hockenson, that has to make play calling just so much easier.
Yeah, it should be. It really should be. Because
that's just a nightmare for matchups. Because Hockenson, top 5 tight end, right. Jefferson, best receiver in football. That just has to be. I would love to be Kyle Shanahan and call that Niners offense.
Yeah.
Oh, That would be so much fun.
Oh, I know.
Debo, CMC, Ayuk, Kittle.
Yeah.
That offense is nasty.
They're great. And Shanahan has such a unique offense. I've always loved his offense where he runs the ball a lot. Obviously, he's very run heavy, not only with McCaffrey but different running backs. I mean, over the years, it's been Mostert, it's been Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, and now obviously you have one of the best running backs in the game to utilize not only in the running game and the passing game. And then you got Debo who can come around on jet sweeps, also Ayuk if you wanted to. So I've always loved the Niners offense. I've loved Kyle Shanahan's scheme. I think it's great. KO comes from something different. KO comes from that. Well, I guess he's just Shanahan too, isn't he? Yeah, but he comes.
They all are. That's the sexy new wave.
Yeah.
And then it's that, and then it's who's Dolphins defense coordinator?
Defensive coordinator.
Vic Fangio. The Fangio style defense.
Yep.
Those are the two like sexy waves right now.
Yeah, because McVay, McDaniel, and LaFleur came from Washington.
With Shanahan's dad.
Yeah.
Mike Shanahan.
Yeah. So.
And then obviously we got Cock from the Rams.
Yeah.
Who's under McVay.
Mm-hmm.
So also, like right now, you're sitting at 0-2. You trade for JT, Jonathan Taylor.
It'd have to be a low. I'm not trading a first round pick for him.
Would you, realistically now, would you give up KJ and a third round pick?
Yeah.
I would too.
KJ's off to a horrible start right now.
I would too. I really do like. You can work the money aspect out later, but honestly, like if you like wanna like, and that would show the players that you're still all in.
Yeah.
To go for this year, even though you're 0-2. But if you would get Jonathan Taylor in this offense, that would just be, and not even like him, but like I would call like the Niners even and be like, what do you want for Elijah Mitchell?
Oh.
Just a running back like for trade or Kareem Hunt. Like if we're gonna get into the running back, like who we can sign and where we can go from here, because all due respect, they need to get somebody.
Yeah, I liked your JT trade a lot more. That one sounded a lot better. And the Colts.
Jonathan Taylor, but there is a downside if we're trading for Jonathan Taylor. You know where he went to college.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Whatever. I do.
Whatever.
It doesn't break your heart that DeAndre Campbell plays for Green Bay now?
Well, like...
I love that man for the Gophers.
I know.
Now I have to hate him.
I know.
But you don't know because you're like, well, it's fine.
He hasn't been in a Gophers uniform for, like...
I know.
A long time, so, like...
Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
But, I mean, like, realistically, Jonathan Taylor makes you, like, a Super Bowl contender.
I know,
right? If you can win games, like that's, but that's a type of trade though. Is if you trade for a guy like Jonathan Taylor, you have to commit to the run. And do you want to commit to the run when you have the best receiver in football?
You got to find a good balance between the two. You have to.
Play action would be dirty with Kirk.
That
would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Play action off of Jonathan Taylor and Jefferson with Cousins.
Now, does Taylor wear 28?
Yeah.
Think about AP.
Shouldn't be a question. If 84 is not retired, then why should 28 be retired?
It's true. It's very true.
I don't even know. Number 10 is retired, right?
It is.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, if you don't have the best quarterback in Viking history's number retired, you need to figure it out.
10, 88, 70, 70 is, yep. And 53, I believe, are retired. Fran Tarkenton, Alan Page, McTinglehoff, and
Marshall?
Jim Marshall, yep.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but I do like that trade a lot, and here's how it would go and why it makes sense for like KJ Osborne and a third-round pick for Mr. JT. KJ Osborne is in a contract year. He's in a prove-it year. And right now, it makes sense for the Vikings to trade him because he's been struggling. The first game, he had that interception that he just let the corner take away from him. It was a tight window, I get it. Could have been played on both parts, but doesn't matter. He dropped 3 or 4 balls last night. Yes, he caught a touchdown, but it was wide open. And I'm sure Jim Irsay is going to be greedy and be like, well, we'll throw in a second-round pick at least, which, whatever. I'm fine with it, but this is going to be a 1-year rental.
I wouldn't necessarily say that.
If you got to pay Kirk and you got to pay Jefferson,
okay,
how?
If Kirk takes a team-friendly deal, give Jettas a blank check, and just tell JT we'll sign into a bridge deal.
Yeah.
And, because we're a lot more of a contending team than the Colts are.
Well, yeah.
And if Jonathan Taylor wants to win, and money's not everything to him, then why wouldn't he want to come here, sign a decent deal, and win? Because I'm telling you this, if you get him, you sign Dalton Risner, you sign the Collins guy from the Bengals.
Oh, Leo.
Yep. New 2 guards. Bradbury gets his head out of his butt and can do something. We're in business, baby. B-Flow's got the defense fired up. We're in business.
Uh-huh. Well, here's what I gotta say. Here's the narrative.
So you're in on it.
Yeah, anything to help out. Because here's the narrative of the season right now.
Or you get even more spicy. You give up your first and your second pick this year for Quentin Nelson. Sorry. Oh.
I don't know. He hasn't really had a good year in a few years now. So.
But that's immediate. Maybe not even second. The first round pick.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't know. I'd rather sign Risner and just play with that.
Risner and Nelson.
I don't know.
That's huge.
It's a lot of money you got to pay to people. It's a lot of money.
I wish you could turn salary cap off like Madden. Conrad,
I know.
You're watching.
Like Nelson already signed a huge contract, and we'd have to take on that. So that's probably not going to work. But the main narrative for the year is that the Vikings can't hold on to the ball. It's been an issue. Or just turnovers in general. Kirk threw an interception the first week, which wasn't really his fault entirely. He's gotten strip sacked twice, 1 in each game. Madison fumbled twice yesterday. Powell fumbled on a punt return inside of our own red zone. Or it was on our side of the field. It was close.
Theo Jackson got an interception.
Theo Jackson picked the ball off. That was good. But
Lewis Seen is officially a bust.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. He didn't get any snaps. He hasn't gotten any at all. But basically, the Vikings are 2-0 if they just hold on to the ball. Honestly.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would go that far. I think the Vikings, if they held on to the ball, and if Jefferson's fumble, that's the stupidest rule ever.
That rule is so dumb.
It's very dumb.
How does Jefferson go from getting a 25-yard catch to trying to score a touchdown to losing the ball? Yeah. That makes literal no sense.
Yeah.
Roger, get your head out of your ass and figure it out. Like, actually, though, it's terrible. It's like he's going from the end zone to score, hit the gritty in Philadelphia, have all those fans that are awesome shut up and throw beer bottles at each other, and just cause World War III in Philly after Jefferson's doing the gritty. And then he loses the ball, and then Jalen Hurts gets it, and then Nick Sirianni, every time I will not lie, every time they show Nick Sirianni, I wanted to break his neck. Oh. I hate that guy.
Yeah?
Him and Sean Payton, I hate them.
Yeah?
Both of them. Sorry, I don't want to get on that path, but I just, the boils up when we play Philly.
Yeah. That's a dumb rule right there. I think, in my opinion, Vikings go up 14-10, assuming they're on the 1 yard line after he fumbles out of bounds.
You can't give Madison that yard, man.
Well,
can't
either way, it's
Kirko's sneak, baby. Give me
it's
up to
either-
50 fantasy points.
it's either 14-10 or 10-10. We get points either way. It just because that was a momentum killer
And
right
how much
there.
time was before half?
About 30 seconds, I would
God,
say.
we would have went 2 for 1.
So
We could have gone 2 for 1 there.
what?
We could have, because we got the ball at half. So we could have gone 2 for 1.
Well, yeah, that's what
So
I'm
we could
saying.
have been up 21-10.
Right, it's a whole different ballgame.
That is true.
I mean,
That rule kind of hosed us.
we dominated the Eagles, except for when they found out that they could run the ball against us. But I think
That's
the
where you need
Vikings,
Akeem Hicks.
the Vikings dominated the Eagles for most of that game. I'm gonna say it, and I think the Vikings could have won by 15 points or more.
Is it just me, or like, were you just like not impressed by Jalen Hurts last night?
No, I wasn't.
Because Kirk outplayed him, and
He did.
I'm not like. There's nothing to be like. Nobody can come at you for saying that because
No.
Kirko balled out, and Kirko's offensive line was third string left tackle, second string center, and then it's not like other than O'Neal, the other two guys on our offensive line aren't like superstar all pros. He's got Ed Ingram, who's like a Walmart greeter at right guard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just like watching that game. I just wasn't really like, unless Flores did so good to scheme up against them, which I doubt
No,
because I just don't think he was good at all.
So, Eagles got a new offensive coordinator
He's
this year.
terrible.
He
He's
was
horrible.
calling a lot of QB option plays, a lot of QB draws for some reason. Once he found out that we couldn't stop the run, that's when he started to hand it off to Swift, and, well, Swift had a big night, of course. So, I think they're still trying to figure out what works for them and what doesn't. But, yeah, Hurts, although he had 3 QB sneaks, which I think that play should be banned, he did not have a great night at all. As a passer, he just doesn't have it.
That interception was bad.
It was bad. He threw into double cover. It might have been triple. I don't remember. But Theo Jackson made a good play.
Did you see what Harrison did on that
Oh,
play?
Harry absolutely just
Yeah, he just
boom.
leveled Devontae Smith.
Devonta Smith. It was awesome. But the Vikings over and over and over again for the past 2 games have been shooting themselves in the foot, and just it's tough to watch. It honestly is, because this team is the best 0-2 team I have ever seen. I think they are better. I think the Vikings this year are better than the team last year.
They're a better like overall team.
Yeah.
Like I think the defense is good.
Yeah.
The offense.
The offense.
What's carrying this team back is the offense. I really, truly feel like that.
The roles have
If
reversed.
KO can like dial up a better game plan for the Bucs game, especially, you should win that game. But people don't understand the Bucs have a top 15 defense.
No, their
Like,
defense is good.
As bad as their offense is, their defense is top 10, top 15.
Yeah.
Philly's got a top 5 defense.
Uh-huh.
The Chargers defense, you have 10 days KO, and the Chargers defense is probably like 20th, would you say?
It's not like off the chart good, but I mean they got
You got
guys.
Asante Samuel, you're going to get hosed anyway. It doesn't matter.
You
Love
got,
you, but
I mean, they got Derwin, they got Bosa, they got Eric Kendricks, and they've got
well, we have Ivan Pace
we have
Jr.
Ivan Pace Jr., who is also he's top 10 in PFF grades through two games, and he's also 4th, I believe, in pass rushing PFF grade with like a 91. Kid is
But
killing it.
back to what we were
Sorry,
saying.
I
No,
just-
you're fine. I always love Ivan Pace talk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said breakout player of the year in the preseason, but I'm not going to say any names here.
Yeah, by the way, my offensive player was KJ Osborne.
Ooh, well,
So-
mine was Jalen Naylor. Ooh.
So,
But, but yeah, I think if KO, like, one game, if they can go wire to wire against the Chargers, everything changes. Like, you go wire to wire, you get the ball, you score, you stop them, you score, you stop them, you score. Like, you kill them.
yeah.
Like, you win, like, 35-7.
I think it makes people
Even
feel...
though Jay Herbo's good.
Yeah, it makes people feel a lot better about the season if you just come back home, you show the Chargers that, the first 2 weeks were We're just a fluke, as Jair Alexander would say.
No, he doesn't say it like that. He goes, "It's a fluke, man. It's a fluke."
And
Something dumb like that.
you know, you just got to clean things up. That's all it is. I believe that this team can be good. 0-2 right now doesn't mean anything. I mean, you take a look at the Bengals from last year. They started out 0-2, and then they went to the AFC Championship. I'm not saying we're the Bengals, who are on the screen right now, but I'm just saying it can happen, you know?
I'm going to disagree with you there.
Okay.
I don't think it means nothing. Because you can't, like, sit here and be like, you just lost 2 games and it means nothing. Like, you're just going to turn the page and everything's going to be dandy and roses.
What can you do about it?
You have to play better. I mean, it means something.
Well, yeah, it means some, but 0-2...
Like, I wouldn't come out here and be like, it means nothing.
What I mean by that is, like, 0-2 doesn't mean you need to
The season's not over.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by that.
But it means, like, I would have reworded that. Like, it means a lot. Because, like, right now, it's all we've seen from the Vikings is 2 not good performances.
Yeah.
Like, not overall good performances. Like, the special teams haven't been as good as last year.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense downgrade, even though we've gotten younger and faster. And then the only thing that's improved is the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but, like, I would have worded it differently because...
Well, there needs to be some context added to that, obviously. But what I mean by that is, like, it's too early in the season to start sulking and getting upset.
You can't pack it in, like...
No!
I mean, in 5 weeks, if we're 0-7...
Well, yeah.
Pack it in.
Yeah, you can pack it in.
I will drive USC. I will personally drive Caleb Williams in Minnesota. Personally. Or even... If KO doesn't like him, I will personally drive to North Carolina and pick up Drake May. Either one.
That's going to be a good game to watch this weekend.
Gophers, UNC.
Yeah.
Joe Rossi's defense against the best quarterback in the nation, sans Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, 5 weeks and we're 0-7, which people don't understand we very well could be. I don't want to, like, sit here and say that, but we very well could be 0-7 at a point. And at that point, you're like, Caleb Williams.
Well,
you tell Jefferson, Caleb Williams.
Okay, but why do you want to draft Williams when you say that Kirk Cousins is playing his ass off right now? That's what I don't get.
You hear me? You sign Kirk to a 1-year extension after the year. Then you let Caleb Williams sit underneath him for a year. Teach him everything. And I love Kirk, but you and me both agree we've never had a generational quarterback. That's if we pick Caleb Williams, Caleb Williams is here for 13 years. 13 to 15 years.
13 for 13, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I love Kirk, and this is where my stand with that. You see, you brought that up. It was good. I like that you brought that up. If it's not Caleb Williams or Drake May, I want Kirk Cousins to be the quarterback. I don't want Ewers or McCartney or Sanders.
What about Shedeur?
I don't want any of those guys to start next year. Unless it's Caleb Williams or Drake May, I want Kirk to start next year.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Well, like, because here's the thing, and, like, I don't think, if the Vikings don't get the first overall pick this year...
They're not getting Caleb Williams.
Well, like, you don't have to trade up crazy amount of picks to go get the person you want. This is a good draft. This is one of the best draft classes, like QB draft classes we've had in years. You got Caleb Williams, Drake May, Shedeur Sanders, who's climbing his way up. You got J.J. McCarthy.
Shedeur Sanders, Cam, all due respect right now, I need to see more. He was an FCS quarterback last year.
Yeah, but he's killing it right now. In
one of
the most competitive divisions.
After September 30th, I'll let you know how I feel about him.
Okay.
You know what September 30th is?
What?
USC against Colorado.
See, that'll be a good game. That'll be a really good game. I don't know. What Dion has going on over there is great. Now, obviously... Shedeur has great weapons to throw to. He
would have great weapons in Minnesota.
He's got that Xavier kid who's good. Obviously, Travis Hunter. So
Travis Hunter's amazing.
Travis Hunter is, wow.
He is. He's amazing.
He's crazy. But
back to our point. We're getting off the tracks
I know.
here.
But back to what I was saying, like, the Vikings don't have to trade an immense amount of picks to go get the guy they want. There is talent that's going to be there.
I know that, but like 1 year you have to be like, I want to get the generational, because every year it's the generational. There's 5 good quarterbacks, but there's always levels to it. Level 1 this year is Drake May and Caleb Williams. Level 2 is probably Sanders, McCartney, Ewers. Who else would you put in the second class?
The second class, another one would be
Penix?
no.
Would you put
Penix
in there,
is
or would you put him in 3? Bo Nix? He's
No.
in 3.
Bo Nix and Michael Penix should not go until like
See, but
day
that
2 or 3.
those are the type of guys. Like last year, Anthony Richardson was supposed to be there when we picked at 22, and he went top 4.
Well, it's because he had a good combine. That's why.
So all these guys are like, you're saying it's like, if you're picking 32, like I hope we are,
Well,
it's going to be hard to trade up for. Or even like 25.
I only say that because Bo Nix has been in college for like
Bo
7
Nix,
years already.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you're going to try to get a generational quarterback, don't settle on it. Like, if it costs you a next year first round pick, but it's Caleb Williams, let's do it. Or it's Drake May, let's do it. I don't want to just trade up and get like a Shedeur Sanders and have him not turn out. But that's the same thing with everybody.
It's the same thing with every quarterback.
Everything. That's why, I don't know, it's so hard because I love Kirk. I want him to extend him. But if you have a chance for Williams or May, you have to do it.
Well, yeah, but like, it's tough because you don't want to throw away your entire future. I mean, it's kind of, that's just kind of how it is. And, you know, but you want Jefferson to stay happy as well, but you got to do the better of the team because Kirk also is holding money on his, I mean, he's still getting paid, $30 million a year, which could go towards Darisaw or Jefferson or somebody else.
Come April, I know we're rooting for April already. I'm not, but you might be.
I'm not. Well, I'm.
But come April, if the Vikings are picking like 20th, and they pick a guard over a quarterback, I will not be mad.
No.
I will not be mad at all.
Finally, for once, addressing the offensive line. They're horrible.
Or a center.
They're horrible this year. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's awful. Kirk Cousins is getting hit. Also, Kirk Cousins is one tough SOB.
Kirk Cousins MVP.
Like,
did I say that in the past podcast? Because Kirk Cousins MVP.
he's in the MVP race and conversation.
He's better than Josh Allen.
You can't deny it.
He is better than Josh Allen.
Kirk is putting up MVP numbers while there's a lot of things you can't blame the defense anymore because the defense is actually doing pretty solid.
His right guard and left tackle last night should be working at Subway. And he threw for 365 and 4 tubs in Philly.
He can't do much about his right guard punching the ball out of his hands and stepping on his cleats all the time. Ezra Cleveland is actually playing better. With Bradbury out, Schlottman is just doing his best.
Dalton Risner, please.
O'Neal.
Just sign with us.
O'Neal's playing really well. Darisaw, I have no idea what was up with him, but Oli Udoh just didn't have it last night, and obviously he got hurt, which sucks.
Darisaw had a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, okay.
They said if it would have been Sunday to Sunday, he would have played.
Mm-hmm.
But Sunday to Thursday, which I respect, because Darisaw, top 3 left tackle in the league, and I'd rather have him out there 100% against the Chargers than 65% against the Eagles.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Because his biggest thing is injuries, too. So if you can keep him healthy, because that's another... Kirk, I really feel like Kirk trusts his tackles, because both our tackles are studs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, our tackles, something right on that offensive line.
Yeah.
It's just, if you get Dalton Risner to play right guard, it helps, like, so much. Even if he's average. Like, we're asking for average. Like, average, so Kirk can move, like, right in the pocket so he can see. Because Kirk is doing this. Like, last night, there was a couple of throws where Kirk was, like, an inch away from just getting blown up.
But
he just throws it and it gets destroyed.
I feel bad for the guy.
Did you see the mic'd up video last week?
Yeah.
Of, like, Jefferson, like, you good?
Yeah, he's just like, I'm just getting hit all the time, and you feel bad. Because, like, after watching Quarterback, like, you feel bad for the guy. Like, Dude is getting hit all the time. He comes back, probably getting bursts where he didn't know he could possibly get them. He does so much to prepare for games, and you got to feel bad for the guy. You have to protect the guy. You wonder why Tom Brady played for 23 years in this league, because they always had a good offensive line for him. It sucks to see. And you got guys who just have absolutely no idea what they're doing, like Ed Ingram, who says, yes, I did play a good game against the Buccaneers, in which, no, you did not play a good game against the Buccaneers.
Vita Vea owned you.
Which, yes, Vita Vea counts as 2 players, but, like, you got to do something. You just have to, you know? And you can't be, I'm sorry, I get it, that you're in a running motion. But I've never seen anybody run where they punch their fist out and just, like, you do it too often. He does it way too often. He surprises me every single time where he just makes a mistake that is completely out of the norm. I've never seen anything that he's done before. It's hilarious when Kirk Cousins just falls straight back after getting stepped on his cleat. Yes, haha, funny the first time it happens. But when it happens 2 or 3 times after that, it's just like, okay, what are we doing here?
Looks like I'm going to buy you that Ingram jersey.
Like, if you get me that,
you'll wear it.
I'd wear it because I'm sure nobody else has it.
I would burn it.
I'm sorry.
I would burn it.
And a lot of people, like Ed Ingram, was potentially a day 3 pick, like last year. He definitely was. And Kwesi took him high.
Kwesi's drafts have been brutal.
Kwesi's draft, I'm sorry. I thought I loved Kwesi. He's a very well-spoken and smart academic person. But when it comes to football, I don't think his analytics
this
fit.
This Moneyball stuff needs to stop.
It's not really working.
He's trying to play Moneyball here, and it's not working. He fumbled this Jefferson contract so hard.
Notice how
because all Jefferson's doing is making us pay him more now.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's gonna get $2K this year, just so we have to pay him $50 million a year, which I don't care.
Yeah.
But
notice all the cheap contracts he gave out this offseason, except, of course, pays Marcus Davenport, of all people, $13 million.
I mean, he's paying $120.
I know.
But Hunter has 4 sacks.
Hunter's got 4 sacks. That's a good one. Notice how he's only extended one guy, Hawkinson, which, yes, he made him the highest paid player, but it took him long enough.
But Hawkinson deserves it.
He does deserve it.
He's a safety blanket for Kirk unless he's getting absolutely destroyed.
He tried on Reagor, he tried on Blacklock, and those 2 failed. And now he's
cut. What's his name? Defensive tackle that was here from Arkansas. Armon Watts.
Oh,
he cut him right away. He was good.
He was, but I don't think he fit the scheme.
I will say, so this is back to. So when we picked Addison, I was happy we picked him, but do you think it would have had a different outcome if we would have picked a guard in that position, and we just would have had more faith in KJ? Because the way KJ looks like the wide receiver 3 now, where Addison is a true wide receiver 2.
Right.
Would you have been mad if we picked a guard there? Because me personally, I wouldn't have. Because receivers are easy to find, in my opinion.
I know.
But so much as finding good offensive linemen is not.
So, I loved Jordan Addison in this draft, and yes, I probably would have been pissed if we didn't take him, because I wasn't sure about KJ coming into this year, and I'm still very unsure about KJ. The way the Vikings put out after that draft, I mean, they didn't make any free agent accusations on the offensive line. They made it pretty clear that, yes, we're going to stick to this whole continuity kind of thing, and that they're not going to do anything about it. And so when they took Addison, I was very happy. I knew that we needed somebody there because KJ has shown time and time again that he cannot be a wide receiver too. I want him to be on that level, but when the dude drops 3 passes and lets a corner just easily rip the ball away from him, it's tough to really put that title next to his name. And so, hypothetically, when you think, would I be okay with us taking a guard? No. At the time, if we didn't take Addison, I probably would have been super mad. I don't even know if there was a guard there worth taking. Let's just say there was. And if there was, I'd be like, okay, I get it. But I'm also like, well, let's look at this. And, do we really feel good with KJ Osborne being our wide receiver too. I just liked Addison so much to where I would still would have pulled the trigger on him.
I'm just like ready for the Vikings to actually take the offense and defensive line seriously and start investing high picks in them. Because, I mean, I love Addison. He's going to be really good. But if you give Kirk a premium left guard with Jefferson and KJ and Naylor, I think Kirk can make that work.
Yeah.
Honestly, though. I mean, Kirk's good enough to do that. But if next year they go in the position of a rookie quarterback, I do not feel comfortable having our rookie could be franchise quarterback of the next decade be underneath this offensive line. I hate that Kirk plays underneath this offensive line because I think if you gave Kirk a good offensive line, would be a really good team. Regardless if next year in KO and Quasey's mind, Kirk's a starter or it's a rookie, you have to solve the offensive line.
You do.
You can't overlook it.
You wonder why the Eagles do so well.
I just don't know. Like, the thing with that, how do they have money? How do they have cap space, dude?
Oh.
I mean, Hurts, mega deal. A.J. Brown, mega deal. Wayne Johnson, mega deal. Kelsey, mega deal. Smith will get a mega deal.
Yeah.
Cox, mega deal.
Darius Slay.
Slay, mega deal. Bradbury's getting paid probably $20 million.
Cap's a myth. Cap is
money
a myth.
rob, baby.
But
I guess.
About that, the Eagles build their trenches very well. Their offensive line is the best in the NFL. I'm just going to say it. Their defensive line, I mean, how did the league let them have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter? And then you also
Eagles
got...
are still better. Or not the Eagles, but the Niners are still better. The Niners are scary.
The Niners, I'm not looking forward to that Monday night game.
That Risner has to be here by then, right?
Yeah, but I guess Risner wants money. He wants a lot of money.
But we have like $14 million of cap space. Just give it to him.
Yeah. But
honestly, though,
Quasey's not ready to give up on Ed Ingram yet, which sucks.
This is loser mentality. Quasey already has the loser mentality to him. It's the same thing with Rick Spielman. He had the same mentality. Like, keep the young guy in there. No, win. Because you have so many question marks for this offseason again with the best receiver in football, a top 5 quarterback in Kirko. Like, try to win and see what you can do.
Yeah.
Because regardless, sign him to a 2-year deal. So next year, if a rookie quarterback comes in here, you only have to get a left guard and a center.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though, like, you can't even put... It's not even a Band-Aid. You need him next year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just... I'm sick and tired of the Vikings not putting effort and stuff into both trenches, not just the one. Like, it's not just the offensive line. It's the defensive line hasn't been good since 2017 with Tom Johnson, Linval, Everson, and a young Daniil Hunter and B-Rob.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a joke. And that year, 2017, the offensive line wasn't terrible.
Yeah. You got Linval training at your own facility every single day. I mean, dude's a little old, but
Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks is a little younger.
Yeah, they're rough. I don't know. Linval played last year.
It's straight for him.
Dominican Sue. They both played for the Eagles last year, and they helped out a little bit. Like, when the Eagles were starting to get ran on, Howie Roseman immediately called up both of those guys.
That's winning mentality. We don't have that here.
You got to do it.
We have loser mentality.
Otherwise, the same things are going to keep happening. It's tough to watch, and you're just going to lose faith from your fans. That's just exactly what's going to happen.
I loved Quasey and stuff at the beginning, but his loser mentality is starting to show. I mean, honestly, how can you go into a contract negotiation with Jefferson, the agent, and not just be like, you make us a deal and we'll accept it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it should. If I was Quasey and you're Jefferson's agent, you hand me it, yep, here, I'll sign it right now.
Yeah.
Just lock him up. What's going to happen? He's going to leave Camden. I'm burning everything. I will burn this nice sweatshirt I just bought, burning it. I'll become a Cardinals fan.
Like, Jefferson's very good at hiding what he actually wants. Like, dude knows that he's going to get paid.
Just ask Phil Mackey to ask a dumb question to him in the interview room. He asked him twice in his last presser. God, Phil Mackey, you are an idiot.
Score North.
Wow.
I can't listen to you guys anymore.
Wow, it's sad.
You guys rip Kirk Cousins. You ask dumb questions. The only person I like from that show is what's his face? It's not Judd or Mackey. It's the other guy, Devlin.
Who cares? I don't listen.
I like him. That's it. I only like him.
I got hit in a car. Actually, I wouldn't care.
But I'm sorry, but Phil Mackey, no.
Peter Bukowski, I hate you.
Peter Bukowski.
I had to sneak that in there. I hate you.
He's a Packers podcaster, by the way.
But I will say, I know we're probably roping towards the end here. I got to give a shout out to Cam Bynum. Cam Bynum's
playing
on
really
fire
well.
right now.
Better than I thought he would.
He's got like 15 tackles in two games already.
He had 15 last game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
B-Flow started him up. And Ivan Pace, I love you.
Let's give our top 3 winners from both sides of the ball.
Right now? Okay.
Right now.
One?
Okay. Doesn't have to be any particular
in
order.
Miracle order, we'll go like, so I go 1, you go 1.
It doesn't have to be particular order.
Well, we'll just say
okay.
name. Okay. Number 1 for the offense?
Yeah.
Kirk O'Chains.
Mm-hmm.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's dudes balling all behind him. A BS offensive line.
Yeah.
You go. That's all I need to say.
I'm going to say, in no particular order, I'm just going to go different. I'm going to say Jefferson because he has had the most quiet back-to-back 150-yard plus
Okay, let's
game.
just be real here. Is Kirk going to be on your list?
Yeah.
Okay, Jefferson on my list. Your
Okay.
third one?
Kirk.
Your third one is...
Oh, Addison.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. All these lists are going to be the same. I mean, I think you could throw Hawkinson in there.
Hawks, yeah, he's
Philly,
not bad.
he played good last night.
Philly, he played really well. Yeah.
Okay, let's just go defense. Number 1, Ivan Pace.
It's got to be Ivan Pace.
He's a baller.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he fell to us undrafted is still crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd be like 3 inches taller, I know that's a lot, but if you'd be like 3
Almost
inches
too much.
What?
Almost too much.
Oh, okay. If you'd have been like 3 inches taller, he'd be like the best linebacker in football.
Yeah, if he was the traditional height for a linebacker.
It don't matter. He's a baller, dude. Even like his just knacked for the ball. Like when Hunter sacked Hurts, like you just see him go in there and level his shoulder. I love that.
Yeah.
Just smash him into the ground.
Uh-huh.
2, Bynum for both of us, I'd
Yep.
say. And 3, who's your third one?
I would say Hunter. 4 sacks through 2 games is terrific, especially for him holding out during the offseason and now finally getting paid and showing why he needs to get paid. I'd say Hunter.
I mean, I'm gonna go different.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Caleb Evans.
Other than last night where it was a little mix-up, I do agree. Yep.
Caleb Evans. I mean, even Caleb Evans and Byron Murphy, both of them, like they've had 2 tough tasks right away, and I feel like they've handled it pretty well. I feel like both teams went after the run,
Yeah.
which is if you'd have told me like right away, like they wouldn't just be picking on Evans or Murphy, like that's impressive. But I think that's part of the 3 safety look helps teams for not throwing at you. There's Metellus and Harrison. Harrison's Harrison, and then the way Bynum's playing, like our secondary is shaping out to be a decent secondary.
Yeah.
It's just Mekhi Blackman. He's been playing well. He
Yeah,
hasn't
he's
played
not
much.
bad.
Booth is a bust.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Scene, he's a bust. I hate
Okay,
to say
well,
it.
let's
I
go.
mean, whenever Theo Jackson goes in before you on a primetime game where everybody's watching,
Yeah.
yeah, it's over. I'm
Let's go.
sorry.
Let's go 3 losers on offense.
No, we don't. That's
No,
not. Well, number 1, Ed Ingram.
Ed Ingram. Yep.
Okay.
KJ Osborne.
Number 2, KJ Osborne.
And Alexander Madison.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And defensively,
Defense, you got.
Lucine,
Well, sure.
Harrison Phillips.
Phillips is not horrible. He's not. I'd say Brian Asamoah. I had high expectations.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Are
he's-
you gonna cry?
He's my guy.
Are you gonna cry right
No,
now, Cam?
no.
Are you okay?
No.
Okay.
No.
You have it on.
No.
Oh God. Yeah.
He's my breakout player of the year.
My boy Pace.
I have his jersey.
I love you, Pace.
I have his jersey, but he just can't get on the
The
field.
Pace jersey's on the way. I'm buying one.
Asamoah, I hate to say it, but dude.
I don't think he's a loser. The reason I don't think he's a loser is because he's not healthy.
No, that's true. But
Because when he comes healthy, Pace and Asamoah on the field at the same time, take all my money.
deadly.
That linebacker cool. crew is gonna be. What are you doing?
What?
You're like
I'm agreeing with you.
Dude, I'm telling you this. That linebacker crew is gonna be crazy.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing, man?
I'm smiling at you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's my fault. My bad. Bryson's laughing back there, too. What are you... Just talking to Mike. Say what you want to say.
Third loser. Honestly.
Third loser for defense. I said Booth and Scene.
Booth and Scene's a good one. Those two can be two peas in a pod right there.
You could throw
You could.
Davenport, even though he's only played one game.
Can I
Dean
say this
Lowry.
without maybe? Can I say this without getting like a punch to the jaw from you?
What?
Harrison Smith.
Yeah.
You can tell
yeah,
that this is probably his last year.
Forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cry, man. I'm gonna cry.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison's been my favorite player since I've been like 10.
He's been my favorite defensive player to watch.
I love Harrison.
But
honestly, if you really think about it, we wasted that man's prime.
Oh, I know.
That dude was so good. He was so good his rookie year in 2012, and he's just been a beast ever since. But
when I saw him miss the tackle against Swift
you
last
just
night,
tell it's not Harrison.
No,
I mean
the dude's 34.
I know it happens, but
yeah.
I mean, it sucks. But like that's the type of thing of like, if he's not like the Harrison he used to be, then have like him just come in on big impactful downs where he's not like gassed. You know what I mean? Because if he could play like 30 snaps a game, he'll be way more effective. But that's where you have to lean on Theo Jackson or Lewis Seen, and I'm not comfortable with leaning. I'd rather have a washed, I guess you could say washed Harrison Smith rather than an unproven Theo Jackson, who I don't even know who the hell he was 2 weeks ago, and Lewis Seen, who hasn't proven anything.
Yeah. By the way, my theory last year was when every time Greg Joseph missed an extra point, we would win. He has made all of his extra points this year.
Why? Why would you just say that?
I'm just saying. That's what happened last year. Every time. I promise you. Every time.
Why would you say that?
I promise you. Every time last year he missed an extra point, we won the game. Buffalo, he missed an extra point. We won the game.
Why would you say that?
Because it's true.
I don't care, Cam. You don't jinx your kicker like that.
Oh.
That's like when you drive home tonight, I hope you get hit by a car.
I don't think Greg Joseph is going to get jinxed by anything.
Cut him. Sign me. 5'4", Evan Guile, kicking for the Vikings, 65 yards.
No. Joseph, he doesn't need a jinx to mess him up. He just does it himself. Okay?
Fair enough.
Like, I'm sorry, but that's what I identified last year. That's what I saw. Every time he missed one, I'm like, we're going to win this game.
I'm sorry, but I'm sad now. You just both called my favorite player of all time washed. I'm going to start crying over
Dude, it's a...
Dude, we've been watching that guy since we were 8.
Yeah, like 4th graders? Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Now we're 19. I'm going to cry again.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up over here.
It's tough.
Asamoah's been in the league for 2 years, and you're crying over that. I'm going to go home and pull like a fat lady after she gets broken up with and eat a tub of ice cream and just sit there and cry. Just watch old Harrison Smith highlights. And just like,
I did that before the season started.
Bring me back, baby. Bring me back to like 2014 Harrison on a wash defense before Zimmer, please.
When he absolutely hit the shit out of Colin Kaepernick.
Was that after? No, I don't want to go there. I'm sorry.
That was actually the season.
Oh, okay.
The Blair Walsh missed field goal.
Remember in the Metrodome when he had a pick 6 against Arizona?
Yep.
I'll never forget. Remember when we played the Giants in TCF Bank on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
And he had a pick 6?
Yep. Remember when we also played them we played the Bears in 2012 and he also had a pick 6?
Yep. I love him.
Yeah. Did he have a pick 6 last year?
No.
He had a lot of picks, though.
Yeah.
A lot of it was right place, right time, but still.
Okay, we got to get off the topic. I'm going to start crying.
Okay. So, it does suck. Harrison was a big part of our childhood, but it's just kind of how things go. And
all great things must come to an end.
It's very true. But just like this podcast,
coming to an end.
Just like this episode, yeah. Just like this episode, which was fantastic, it is going to come to an end here. So yeah, where can you find our audio podcast?
You can find our audio podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. You can also follow our social medias at Bold North Sports and our TikTok at boldnorthsports.podcast. And we will see you next time. Dice roll. Yeah.
Should I cut this? I can just edit it out. Welcome back to episode...
We should have just went like, long time no talk.
Long time no pod.
Just riff it like you're going to start.
Well...
I mean, Bryson, how long have you been ripping this for?
Oh, hi, Katie.
It doesn't say, but it's not even an hour.
Huh?
I feel like we've been going for like...
Dude, I feel like you've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And also,
combo.
This video is brought to you by Quick Trip. Big on fresh, low on prices at Quick Trip. Bananas, 5 cents a pound. Quick Trip. Save 5% on gas if you have a Quick Rewards card. Quick Trip.
Wow.
This is also brought to you by Cane's, sponsored by the Caniatic Combo.
I usually just get the
box combo.
Yeah.
I usually just get the box combo. Okay.
Alright.
You like that? Okay, don't you have to calm
Big
down.
Kirkle wake up dripping like this.
Should I take my shirt off right now?
From one cut to the other.
Kirk will be dripping like this. You should do that. You have a chain?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like 4 chains sometime. Once I get a 6-pack, I'll be like, Kirk will be dripping like that. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself.
Oh. Oh, 2, baby. She won't love anyone. It's not unusual.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
So we actually have Coach Kevin O'Connell here.
Kevin O'Connell, how do you feel about losing this week? Very encouraging. I'm going to translate here. He's speaking in Spanish for you. Okay.
Christmas music?
I get jacked off this shit.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. Make my wish come true.
Okay, Cam.
All I want
Start again.
for
Cam, start again.
Christmas
Cam, I'm sad now. Cam, I'm sad. Cam, I'm sad.
is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. Where you? What's so funny?
I just. You're talking about like. He's just coming to an end, and I was gonna be like, surprise, Cam's pregnant. I don't know what just came. I just was like thinking around like, surprise, Cam's pregnant. Like, welcome back to the mod. Cam's having a baby.
That'd be.
Yeah, it's great. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. Dice roll. Yeah.
All right, Ev, where can you find our audio podcasts?
Okay. You can find them on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. You can also follow us on social media at Bold North Sports. What the fuck?
So, Ev, where can you find our audio podcasts?
Yeah, thanks, Cam. You can find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcast. You can also follow our social medias at Bold North Sports Podcast.